A year and a half ago, I was literally the student staring back at you in the mirror right now. Mid-grades, half-assed notes, and pulling all-nighters, doom-scrolling instead of actually opening a book. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it with a nice story. I was about to fail. Not because I wasn't smart enough, but because I had zero system. My brain was completely hijacked by cheap dopamine, and I didn't even realize it. Fast forward 12 months, and that exact same person, me, was reading a calculus textbook before bed, just for fun. Not for a test, not for a grade. Literally, just for the satisfaction of actually getting it. That's not some insane willpower. That's just a brain that learned how to rewire its own reward system. And over the next 65 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, step by step. No fluff, no BS. Picture an imperial palace with 3 doors. Behind door number 1 is hijacked curiosity. The real reason your brain would rather endlessly scroll than read a textbook. Behind the second door is the biggest lie in modern education. Find your passion. I'm going to completely debunk that for you using actual evidence, not cheap motivational quotes. And behind the third door is the ultimate saboteur of your academic comeback. It's not laziness. It's something way deeper, and honestly, almost no one explains it right. This isn't one of those 3 a.m. Sunday motivation videos you completely forget by Monday morning. This is a total neurological re-engineering of your relationship with studying. We're diving into real neuroscience, Cal Newport, Feynman, Newton, and a concept the East has understood for over 1,000 years, but the West is just now catching on to. Discipline as a form of freedom, not a punishment. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'm not promising you magic. I'm promising you a map. And with the right map, even the most easily distracted student in the world can make it through that palace, door by door. Let's open the first door. Door number 1. Hijacked curiosity. Let's kill this myth right now, once and for all. You don't actually hate studying. Literally, no one is born hating learning. When you were a baby, you spent hours completely mesmerized, just dropping a toy on the floor over and over again to see what would happen. Technically speaking, that was experimental physics. What happened next is that the traditional school system taught you to associate knowledge with forced obligation and stress. Meanwhile, the algorithms on your phone taught you to associate novelty with instant, zero-effort gratification. Your brain's factory settings didn't change. You just got a different trainer. The algorithm trained you to need a new hit every 3 seconds, while school expected you to stare at a whiteboard for an hour. Let's get one thing straight. Dopamine is not the villain here. I know the whole dopamine detox trend has you thinking it's some toxic chemical you need to purge, but dopamine is literally just a molecule that tells your brain, hey, this matters, pay attention, let's do it again. The problem isn't having dopamine. The problem is where you're sourcing it. If your only source of dopamine is a 15-second reel, a 300-page textbook is going to feel chemically excruciatingly boring. Your brain is basically comparing a plain salad to a triple cheeseburger. Of course, it's going to reject the salad. The Newton hack. Think about it. Isaac Newton didn't sit down to memorize the laws of motion just to pass his midterms. He got obsessed with a stupidly simple question. Why does stuff fall down instead of sideways? He dramatized that question in his head like a personal mystery he had to crack, and that's what kept him up at night for years. He turned himself into the main character of a cosmic detective story. He wasn't studying gravity. He was chasing a mystery called gravity. Richard Feynman, one of the most brilliant physicists of the 20th century, has a whole learning technique named after him. The premise is simple. If you can't explain something in the most basic terms, you don't actually get it. But what people leave out about Feynman is that he treated every physics problem like a personal game, like he was decoding a secret message the universe had hidden just for him. That kind of romanticizing isn't some cheap productivity hack. It is literally the biological cheat code to human attention. Your new playbook. Here is technique number 1. Write this down if you're taking notes. Dramatize your subjects like the plot of your favorite anime or Netflix show. History isn't a timeline of dates. It's a high-stakes geopolitical chess match where one single miscalculation rewrote the global map. The periodic table isn't a boring list of letters. It's the character roster of an entire universe, and every element has its own toxic or reactive personality. Math isn't just arbitrary rules, it's the source code of reality. When you feed your brain a character, a conflict, and an unresolved question, you are firing up the exact same neural circuits that keep you binge-watching a show until 3 a.m. Technique number 2. If your professor puts you to sleep, the problem isn't the subject, it's the source. Before you tap out on a topic, find 3 different explanations from 3 different people. The exact same math theorem can feel like literal torture in a lecture hall, but hit like a total revelation in a 12-minute YouTube video, just because the narrator changed. Don't let one monotone teacher gatekeep your potential. You have free access to the best communicators on the planet. Go down the rabbit hole before you convince yourself you're just not a math person. Hacking your own brain. Let's call it what it is, even if it sounds a bit intense. You are going to learn how to positively manipulate your own brain. Not to manipulate other people. Gaslight yourself into greatness. Your brain reacts to anticipation, not just the reward. If right before you open a book, you tell yourself, I'm about to uncover something literally no one else in my class knows yet, you are injecting artificial hype into a neutral task. And chemically, that anticipation triggers the exact same motivational spike you get right before you open TikTok. I've seen this happen so many times. The student who swears history is so boring ends up binging 3-hour video essays on Roman military tactics for fun a few months later, all because they changed the angle. The subject didn't change. The door they used to walk into it did. That is exactly what I want you to do this week with the class you hate the most right now. Find the lore, find the mystery, the drama, the human conflict. Give it a face before you give it an exam. The Palace Checklist. Let's recap the first door of the palace. Dopamine isn't the enemy, your source is. Romanticize every subject like it's the plot of the story you're most obsessed with. Change the narrator before you quit the topic. This solves the curiosity problem, but curiosity without sustainability burns out in 2 weeks, which is exactly why we now need to open the second door and talk about the most expensive lie you've ever been sold about passion. The second door. Passion is built, not found. Find your passion is probably the most repeated and least useful piece of advice in the academic world. Based on the evidence of researcher Cal Newport, Georgetown, the reality is very different. Passion is almost never found. It is built. Searching for a pre-existing passion is like sitting around waiting for it to rain money. People who build a meaningful life do so by getting so good at something that this something ends up feeling like a passion. The 3 stages of building passion. Absolutely everyone goes through these 3 phases before coming to love a subject that initially felt indifferent or even hostile. Stage 1. Negativity and confusion. Everything feels like an uphill battle. You don't understand half of what you read, and your brain screams, "This isn't for me." 90% of people give up right here, in the ugliest part of the journey, just before it starts to get better. Stage 2. The beginner. The 20-hour barrier. You don't need 10,000 hours to stop feeling clumsy. You need approximately 20. 20 hours of focused practice, over 10 to 15 days, is enough to cross the barrier of feeling completely lost. Fact. It's less time than most people spend on social media in a week. Stage 3. Mastery and the turning point. When the technique becomes automatic, the mind stops suffering over the execution and starts enjoying the process. It happens when the subject stops feeling like an obligation and becomes a game. This point doesn't come from inspiration, it comes through accumulation. The action plan, the 20-hour challenge. To apply this practically and transform your relationship with studying, follow this protocol. Choose your enemy. Select just one subject, the one that generates the most resistance for you right now. Black the time. Allocate 20 hours of study, spread out over the next 14 days. Strategic sessions. Don't do 5-hour marathons that will burn you out. Do daily sessions of 60 to 90 minutes. Adjust your expectations. The goal of these 20 hours is not to master the subject. It is simply to survive the confusion stage. The secret of those who go from not being good at math/chemistry to mastering it was never a sudden stroke of talent. It was simply staying 20 hours longer than their brain begged them to before quitting. If you find these concepts useful, this is just the introduction. At Linapse, we dive deeper into these methods with complete protocols and a community of people on your same wavelength. No artificial scarcity tricks or false pressure. If you want to go further and not miss what's coming, check the information in the description to join the community with no strings attached. Recapping. Passion is built. 20 hours are enough to cross the hardest part. The turning point is the consequence, not the starting point. Next step. There is a trap that neither curiosity nor discipline can solve on their own. It is the #1 reason why brilliant students sabotage themselves just when they are on the verge of success. Get ready to open the third door, the deepest of them all. The third door, self-sabotage, is fear, not laziness. Most productivity advice fails by treating self-sabotage as a laziness problem. It isn't. The real saboteur is triggered by one single thing: fear of failing, of disappointing others' expectations, or of trying hard and discovering it's not enough. When this fear is activated, the amygdala, the brain's alarm system, hijacks the prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of planning, focusing, and making rational decisions. That's why pure willpower fails. It's not a character issue. It's that you are trying to reason with a part of the brain that is literally not listening to you at that moment. The flow state and how to turn off mental noise. The flow state, where time disappears and work flows, doesn't happen when there's more motivation. It happens when there is less mental noise. The best students aren't the ones who have zero doubts. They are the ones who learn to put them on pause. To achieve this, here are the two most underrated tools. 1. 5-minute journaling before studying. This is not an emotional diary. It's 3 simple questions written by hand before opening any book. What is really worrying me right now? Is this a problem I can solve at this exact moment? Yes or no? If the answer is no, leave it written on the paper and let it go from your mind for the next 60 minutes. Goal: to take away the brain's excuse of being too busy thinking. 2. Mindful breathing, 5 minutes. Close your eyes, inhale for 4 seconds and exhale for 6. Pure physiology. Lengthening the exhalation activates the parasympathetic nervous system, telling the body that there is no danger. By lowering its guard, the prefrontal cortex becomes available to focus again. The complete map, your next step. Recapping. Self-sabotage is poorly managed fear. Flow requires less mental noise, and it is achieved with 5 minutes of journaling and breathing. The 3 doors of the palace are now open. Dramatized curiosity, constructed passion, crossing the 20-hour confusion barrier. A calm mind, trained to turn down the volume of fear. That is the complete map, with no false shortcuts or empty promises. Now comes the only realistic part I am going to ask you to apply: the action. Choose today the subject you reject the most and dedicate its first 2 hours to it, out of the 20 it needs. Just that. Tomorrow, 2 more. A final message. If this video was helpful, your like and subscription truly help it reach more students who are exactly where you were a year ago. And if you want to continue building this alongside a community heading in your same direction, type LYNAPZE in the comments. It is the easiest way to find you and share with you how to continue. The palace was always open. No one closed it to you but your own mental noise. Now you know where to enter. See you in the next video.